The nation of Israel is at war. Some of you in here don't believe that, but we are at war. I'll show you the war. These dudes is praying to Satan, thinking of evil ways to keep the children of Israel in confusion.
The delusion of inclusion. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 83. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a harsh discussion, a conference, a very angry mob of people, mad. They make a tumult. A tumultuous thing is going on among the enemies of Israel. Okay? Read.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate the nation of Israel. Who hates the nation of Israel? All nations. You read about that in the book of Matthew. Okay? And ye shall be hated of all the nations. So that's who's hating us. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate the Israelites, they hate the Most High, they hate Jesus the Christ. You open up the Bible and you read about what Christ looks like. He's a black man. That's what the Bible says. All the Bibles on the planet Earth says that. But our enemies don't want us to know that. I'm going to show you how bad our enemies don't want us to know things. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Our enemies have taken crafty counsel. Crafty counsel. Not regular counsel. Crafty counsel. Deep counsel. Think tank type of counsel. Deep, staying up all night kind of counsel. Getting no sleep kind of counsel. So you can understand, that's what crafty means. That they thought about the effects of their counsel and its effects 500 some odd years down the road. That's the kind of counsel that they did against us. Come on.
Against thy people.
Against the Israelites. Against God's people. The Israelites. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they have consulted against thy hidden ones. Hidden ones. Because we are not known in the earth unless we put it out there. Because the churches are not going to tell you. The churches are not going to tell the world that you're God's people. Can I get a witness? Ain't no religion, no educational program in school, history, nothing. Is going to tell the world that you're the children of the Most High. None of them doing that. So we're the hidden ones, and we're the only ones that's going to make it unhidden. Y'all follow me? They have consulted together with one consent, and they gave crafty counsel. Let me give you an example of crafty counsel. Abiel, give me the thing with the book. Give me the thing with the book. I'm going to show you. Just put it up there. Isaac, continue reading.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's what they need to do. They need to cut us off from being a nation. Because that's what the whole thing is about. As long as we are as long as we act like Negroes, pay attention. Pay attention. I'll deal with this. I just want them to put it up there. Stay with me. As long as we call ourselves Negroes, call ourselves West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans. The nation, our enemies love that because that's a divided people. But once we begin to realize that we are the Israelites of one nation, our enemies get mad. I'm going to show you how mad they get. I'm going to show you the extensive thought put into their anger to prevent you from waking up and realizing that you're a nation. Read it again, verse 4.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They have said, come and let us, all the nations together, let us cut them off from being a nation of people. That's your history. This is what happened to us. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So do they want us to know that we're the Israelites? No. So there must be something very important about you realizing that you're the Israelites. There must be something. Even if we ourselves don't understand that, the nations know that if these people ever find out who they are, we're in trouble. They ain't going to tell you that. You follow me? Because if we don't really know as a people how important it is for us to know that we're the Israelites. Some of us are thinking like it doesn't really matter. But your enemies, they know how important it is. I'm going to show you how much they know how important it is for you to not know that you're Israel. Read it again, Isaac.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
The nations are saying, I'm making it sure that you never come to the knowledge that you're the Israelites. I'm going to show you how important it is. In my hand, I ain't even talking about the Bible yet. I'm talking about what they have written in their own books. In my hand is a book entitled Lost Tribes and the Promised Lands. I purchased this book 23 years ago. You know how much I paid for it? $13. Show that. Get it for the camera. The back of the book has the actual price on it. But because the Israelites began to go into this book and prove that the Native Americans and the whole Southern Kingdom are Israelites, we started teaching that, and our enemies said, wait a minute, we got to stop it. How much is that book today? You see that over there? That's the same book that I paid $13 for. How much is it now? $2,936 used. Do y'all see this? Why in the world would they take a book and price it out of range? Because I can't even imagine anyone of our people that will even spend a quarter of that on a book. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Hold it. Let me just finish and I'm going to give it to you. I want y'all to understand what that verse just said. Read that again, Isaac.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be out of your reach. You finding out about who you are out of your reach. Now that's just dealing with books. They've also done the same thing when it comes to the Bible. Because the real teachings about the Bible, they're against that. Because as the Israelites come out and really teach this book in its proper form, your enemy's going to have a problem with that. I just proved it. Y'all just saw that. Because Negroes didn't jack the price up. Your enemies jacked the price up. Okay, Laba. That's it.
All I was going to tell you, brother, can I have a copy of yours? Because obviously it's too much for me. I was going to say, can I have a copy, make a copy of your book? Because this is too much for me.
I want to open up with Revelation 12 and no, I don't want to open up there. Deacon I.S.I.S was just talking about, what was you talking about? About that book thing, right? Yeah. And how our enemies are plotting against us in its truth. I want the book of Micah. That's what I want. Micah 2 and 1. Micah chapter 2 and 1. I've been telling y'all for years we are at war. The nation of Israel is at war. Some of you in here don't believe that, but we are at war. I'm going to show you the war. Because they have spent billions of dollars to keep this truth hidden from us. Abiel, find me CNN News. I want that's Yazida people. You know what I'm talking about? They hiding in the mountains of Iraq. You know what I'm talking about? I want that. Captain, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Micah 2:1. Listen good. I want everybody to listen good.
Brothers. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
This verse here is talking about the so-called white man. It says, woe to them. The word woe, write this down, means destruction to them. Read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
That devise iniquity. Iniquity means sin, evil. Go ahead.
And work evil upon their beds.
And they work evil upon their bed. They can't go to sleep unless they are devising evil. Go ahead.
When the morning is light,
when it's early in the morning,
they practice it.
They practice the evil they devised the night before, that they thought about upon their beds. We go to bed, we praying to the Lord. These dudes is praying to Satan, thinking of evil ways to keep the children of Israel in confusion. That's what Deacon I.S.I.S was showing y'all with that book, Lost Tribes in the Promised Land. Believe it or not. Go ahead.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
Because it is in their power of their hand. Why? Because they have the power. They are the ruling nation now. America is the superpower of the earth. They are the ruling authority. So what they say goes. Now I'm going to show you how deep this thing goes. Now most people have never heard of the Yazidis. I know I didn't hear these people. You heard of them? Okay, now these are military guys. Joshua, you heard of them? The Yazidis? Now I'm going to show you something. You might ask yourself, what does this got to do with Deacon I.S.I.S was saying? The Yazidis, descendants of Kurds who follow an ancient pre-Islamic religion, have only bad options. Continue to hide in the Sinjar mountains and die of thirst, or come down from the mountains and be massacred by the radical Sunni militants who are forcing Islam or death on the communities they overtake, and they sweep across Syria and Iraq. Now they showed these people, go up to the video now. One of Iraq's smallest religious communities. There are less minorities. There are less than 1 million Yazidis worldwide. Most speak Kurdish but consider themselves ethnically distinct. Now these are all Edomites. I don't care what they say. Look at them. Their religion is considered a pre-Islamic sect that draws from Christianity, Judaism, and ancient Persian faith. These are Greek babies. They worship a supreme God and 7 angels. The chief among the angels is Malak Taus, the peacock angel. The Yazidis have long endured, what does that say, persecution because of their faith. Okay, now when you watch CNN says nobody has ever heard of this people called the Yazidis. Military guys have never heard of this group of people. How in the world did America find out about this small sect of people hiding in mountains, but they have not discovered who the 12 tribes of Israel are? I said, now this is amazing to me. This is astounding. They could find some mountainous people up in Iraq, but they cannot find the 12 tribes of Israel. They have, like he read in Psalms 83, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. It means just that, crafty.
Right, meaning that they know who you are, but they're not going to tell you. And if you look to try to find out, we're going to remove the information from you by putting pricing it out of your range. We will set up churches to guide you away from the buck. We will put out television programs to take you away from this. All of that stuff to take you out of who you are.
Exactly. Now, get me Revelation 12 and 15. You know what I want. We read this all the time. But I told y'all we at war. Years ago, maybe it was 2, when they YouTube shut our pages down, was that about 2 years ago? Shut our page 2 years ago. Shut it down. Everybody was frantic, and I told everybody, download our videotape, download them. If you can't download them, buy them from Original Royalty. Okay, that way you get a nice package and all that. But nobody took us serious, so they shut us down. Shut us down. The plot thickens. It's against this truth. It's not nothing it is personal. It is personal because we are the sons of God. So they are at war against us, and we're going to read that. Go ahead.
Revelation.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Our people are still in the delusion
Of
of
inclusion.
inclusion. That's what the problem is. You don't realize that this whole setup is a system of the haves and the have-nots, so you can understand. I'm going to just lay it out so you can understand what I mean. The people that run this system depend on you, on us, as their labor. They have to concentrate on their labor force. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why they don't get sleep. That's the reason why, like the elder was bringing out, these people study everybody. Because if you're going to stay on top, you have to know your slaves. I got to just put it that way, because that's how they see us. They see us as their servants, as their economy, as the fuel for their economy. That's how they see us. Our hard work, sweat and tears is for their benefit. So their whole operation, their whole mode of thinking is to do nothing else but to make sure that you remain the burden bearers, remain the slaves. So they will stay up all night long, because if they go to sleep and allow you to get some freedom, they will lose everything. You follow me? So I say that to let you know that these people don't sleep. They can't sleep. They cannot sleep. They have to constantly monitor where their wealth is coming from so that they don't lose it.
Right. They have hired think tanks, they call them think tanks, of people that sit down at a round table and discuss how to oppress and keep our people down. Believe it or not. Now, this might sound comical to you. All right. It might sound like a conspiracy theory to you. I always say conspiracy theorists are generally, what's the word I said? Generally nuts. Keyword is generally, not always, but generally they are. I'm not a nut. Sometimes I might feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Now, get me Ecclesiastes 38 and 34. I'm showing you how they keep us like Deacon Yao. I'm just piggybacking on what he said for a second before I get to Revelation. Their objective is to keep us in a work environment, a laborer, while their children go to Harvard and Yale and learn the ins and outs of an economic system and how to keep it rolling, how to keep it moving. Blacks and Latinos, the masses of us, are just meant to be the workers of society, like in that movie Divergent, where they had the various levels in society. Okay? Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world.
Talking about our people. Our people are in a sleep state of mind. Read it again.
But they will maintain the state of the world.
We maintain Babylon the Great, the United States of America. Go ahead.
And all their desire is in the work of their craft.
All our people know is in their craft, how to make a dollar, how to make ends meet. That's all our mind is focused on, okay?
The elder made a point about how we're trained to be the servants and the burden bearers and the workers. Y'all remember we did a video called the educational system is an academic holocaust. Remember that? And there was sections in there where they had the daggone devil telling you that the school system was a propaganda, right, a school to prison pipeline, and it was the propaganda, what is that? Propaganda center. I can't remember the full word that he used. He used the term about propaganda centers. It was to make you slave laborers, to make you wage earners. Wage earners.
Wage slaves.
Okay, go ahead, El.
Now, let's go to Revelation 12 and 15.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 15.
Now, we're not saying, based on the last verse we just read, don't get a job. You are supposed to work to maintain yourself. But not just maintain yourself, maintain your nation. That's why you work. That's what the scriptures say to do. So we got to have an open mind. We can't be just focused on making a dollar and maintaining the state of this world. Give me that, Revelation 12:15.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Read verse 1.
Verse 1. Revelation 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
So this woman with the crown of 12 stars represents what, brother? Israel. The 12 stars gives it away. Those 12 stars represent the 12 tribes of Israel. The sun and the moon represent the old covenant, new covenant, the word of the Most High, the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. Read.
And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
So this woman, which is Israel, was about to have a child, which is Jesus the Christ. This whole thing is a parable. Whole thing is a parable. Now it says a great red dragon. What color is Esau? Genesis 25:25. Read on.
Having 7 heads.
So this great red dragon, Esau's empires, there are 7 major empires. Name them for me, somebody. Name the 7 great empires, Mahalalel. In order, please. Give him the mic. And write this down, brothers and sisters.
The 7 kingdoms of Esau will be Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and Great Britain.
Right. Those are the 7 major empires. Read that again, Captain.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 10 horns is the European Union. The 10 horns is also called the 10 common markets. Write that down. Read on.
And 7 crowns upon his heads.
Now jump down to verse 15. This is what I wanted to get to.
Verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth.
This serpent is this great red dragon, Esau. It cast out of his mouth what?
Water as a flood.
Water as a flood. Read.
After the woman.
After Israel.
That he might cause her to be carried away.
That he might cause her to be carried away. Give me that precept in Hebrews. Is it 13, the one about carried away the flood? 13:9, thank you. Give me that. Hebrews 13:9. I need y'all to stay with me. This is going to be a revealing class,
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 9. Be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines.
See that? Be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines. That's all I want out of that verse. Go back to Revelation 12. So what this serpent, this great red dragon, cast out of his mouth represents his media. Because with your mouth you do what? You communicate. So the white man's mouth is his TV, his cable networks, his radio, the internet. Y'all understand that? That's how he communicates. Read it again, Captain. Tell me where you at.
Revelation 12, verse 15.
Come on.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
So this water is diverse and strange doctrines. Go ahead.
After the woman.
And the water is geared and directed to the woman, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
He wants us to be carried away in these diverse and strange doctrines. Read.
And the earth helped the woman.
Now the Bible says in prophecy, the earth helped the woman. Give me that precept, Psalms 85:11, I think.
The book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth.
That's what we're all experiencing now. Truth is springing out of the earth. Out of this Bible is coming the truth. Oh, you mean Jesus Christ is not white? No, because the Bible says, what? I never read this in the Bible. What? We have a nationality. We're not blacks and Latinos, we're the Israelites. What? We got to keep the laws. We can't be homosexuals and lesbians. No, the law says, oh man. Read it again, Captain.
Truth shall spring out of the earth.
That's what we're going through now. Now, go back. Revelation.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 16. And the earth helped the woman.
So this Bible is helping us. Go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth.
This Bible is opening itself up and doing what? Read.
And swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
This Bible is swallowing up all the diverse and strange doctrines, proving that they are what, brothers? Lies, false. Go ahead.
And the dragon
Now watch this. And the dragon
was wroth with the woman.
was angry with. Why was the dragon wroth with the woman? Because the woman had this. The 12 tribes of Israel's coming with the Bible now, swallowing up lie after lie after lie. Read that again.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war
Do you hear that? And went to make war
with the remnant of her seed,
with the remnant of her seed,
which keep the commandments of God
which keep the commandments of God. Read.
and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
And have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So this war is not against knuckleheads on the street who don't know the commandments and don't know Christ. This is about the remnant of the seed that are keeping the commandments and have the testimony of Christ. That's what the war is.
Right. They're not warring against the drug dealers. They're not warring against the people that's murdering our brothers outside, murdering our sisters. They're not even against camps that teach wicked doctrines. They're not even against them. They're only against anyone that's bringing you to the commandments of the Most High. That's what they're against. Because again, they're monitoring what they call their labor force. And this Bible represents the freedom away from them. God said, I have need for thee. They're my servants. They don't belong to you.
Now let me show you the diabolical plan. Several weeks ago, we had a class entitled COINTELPRO. And one of the objectives under COINTELPRO is to slander any group that may be on the rise to uniting the people. That's their job. So, Abiel, go to our website. I'm going to show you something. Bezalel, is that, where's Bezalel? He ain't there? Go to our website, the homepage. I want to just take a look at our homepage. Go down. Okay. Now, I want y'all to see that right. See that black Hebrew murders baby and one of his 3 wives. Is there a date on that? This article was written way over a year ago. Not only that, but we did videos on this last year and the year before that. Now, is there a date there in that article? Because this was around the time when we did it. June 11, 2012. That's when the initial happened. That's when we first did the first video. The second video we did the next year, in 2013. Right, this is the video at the bottom of the page. This is, which one is that? Okay, that's the second video we did. That's not the first, but that's the second one, which was done last year, where we condemned the dude called Peter Moses, a black Hebrew Israelite, for murdering one of his 5 wives, one of his 5 wives, and murdering one of the children of one of his 5 wives. Did we not, brothers? That's what we did. So, you don't think the white man saw all of this? Oh, yes, they did. Now, show me the commercial that they did about us. Show you how the white man get down, who wants to sully us and slander us and bring war against us.
According to extreme Hebrew Israelite doctrine, the white race was spawned by Esau, the twin brother of Jacob. The white man descends from a race of red, hairy beings called Edomites, better known as the sons of the wicked. They are evil, and at the top of a long and strange list, the black Hebrew Israelites considers enemies. Equally suspect are fraudulent Jews, Asians, abortionists, continental Africans, homosexuals, and oddly, black women.
Prita also mentioned about black women not being in order, and that they need to get themselves straightened out in order. That's a heavy doctrine within the Israelite community, that the black woman is evil, she's wicked, she doesn't respect her man, she's not subject to her husband, and she needs to be straightened out.
You are the man's possession. That is what you must get through your head.
Yes, Lord.
So that it's the typical Israelite rhetoric that this world is nothing, without the Israelites, without Jesus Christ, the world is void. The black woman is evil, she needs to get herself together, and that the world is coming to an end.
Peter preaches an imminent and bloody demise for whites and all other enemies at the hands of a vengeful return to Christ.
Now, well, alrighty then. So watching this, I said, wait a minute. they got us tied in with this dude. Look at that. They got me right there. I said, what the hell am I doing there with this dude, Peter Moses? I said, there's some madness here. Out of their minds. And the amazing thing, give me 1 Maccabees 11 and 21. You can always find a black man to sell his own people out for $1.
That was just one of the things I picked up.
Right. That's just one thing. The black man, certain black men will join with their oppressor and condemn their own people for $1 and a dream.
For 30 pieces of silver, Judas.
First Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
So when you read throughout the book of Maccabees, when you read in the New Testament about Judas Iscariot, you will always find certain ungodly people who hated their own people. That's what you saw in that video there. So now, I'm going back again. I said, okay, they tried to tie us. Now, they showed Captain Uzziah. They showed Brother Joel, a couple of people, a couple of the brothers in here. And I said, you know what? They didn't do that by accident. That was not by accident. And if they saw that video, they saw the ones we did against Peter Moses. Am I right or wrong? They had to see it. So the whole thing was manipulated. It was a plot. It is a conspiracy. A think tank. Throw these dudes in there. Then they go into, in there they mention about the Shield of David. They talk about that. We don't wear no Shield of David. The dude had one on there, said, we ain't got that emblem. I said, what the hell is this? Something else they was talking about. What else did they talk about in that thing that we disagreed with? Oh, polygamy. The dude had, was it 5 women? 5. We have taught video, as a matter of fact. That one, bootleg marriages, we talked about that. You simple sisters who want to be wife number 2, our wife number 3.
Elder,
Yeah.
as I said yesterday, and I challenge anybody online to prove otherwise. We are the only camp that put up videos about marriage and explain to you that it should be one man, one woman. Okay? And that's evident throughout the nation of Israel. All the other camps that just started teaching about marriage now, it was after we started teaching about it. Okay? So a lot of the stuff that they put in that video, they know we have to target Israel United in Christ because these Negroes are teaching different. The people are seeing them. They seeing us teach love your wives. They seeing us teach one wife. They seeing us teach family. They see that we shot down videos of that 6-pointed star. All the other camps is mad at us because we not rocking the star. So everything that they doing in that video, that's how the elder can prove that we are the target. Ain't nobody else doing that. And I'm challenging the people online. Bring me somebody else, because a lot of people like to call us and say, oh, they teach just like you. Bring the proof.
Yes, Jonah.
I watched the program, and one of the Edomites that they interviewed, he clearly said that some of the Israelite groups.
He was being careful. I saw
in-
that too. I picked that up.
So they know there's a difference.
Exactly.
But they
So-
put us all together.
That's the point. If they knew that there was a difference, because he didn't want to get caught, because somebody might say, well, I know of Israel United in Christ, they don't do that. He said, but I said some. So then if that's the case, why the hell you put them in there? That's the point.
Exactly.
Now, can I say this real quick? We were talking about think tanks, right, and how they made the video. Because when people edit video, they have to, because I used to say this when we started editing videos here. I said, when you edit videos, you have to think about how the video is going to affect the people after you do it.
Right.
You have to have an intended or an anticipated response when you're editing. If I put this in here, I'm going to get that kind of reaction. If I do a little bit of this, it's going to get that. If I do this, it's going to get this. Y'all follow what I'm saying? That's how they do these videos here. Now, that goes to what I was alluding to earlier when I say these people know they're slaves. They will put things in there. They said that if we put, I'll give you an example. At the beginning of the video, what was the first thing they put up? They put up something about the woman, that she has to be silent and controlling, and you are the man's possession and all that. Because he knew that that would get the reaction from the sisters. Right. He knew that while he was editing the doggone thing, because they study us. They don't have time to sleep and play games. They said, no, we must study them. So like they say, you know what buttons to push to get them to do this? They've studied us like that. I remember we did a video on, I can't remember the name of the video, but we had this brother named Darthard Perry, who was the FBI informant. And Gil Noble on Like It Is was interviewing him about how he infiltrated particular groups. And he was asking about, well, what kind of research do they do to find out how to break them down? And he was saying that his supervisor knew more about black people than the black people that he was actually dealing with. So the question was, what kind of library do they have? That's what he asked. He said, well, how extensive is their research? The point that I'm making is that deep research goes into the subjects of who you want to exploit. So when they put these videos together, they put key things in there that they know is going to get certain reaction. And the intent was to divide the woman from the man. That's what it's designed to do. The next thing they're probably going to try is to divide Northern Kingdom from Southern Kingdom. Like when we got that school in Arizona. They said, oh, wait a minute, release the crackling.
Right. Yo, brothers, Esau is watching everything we're doing. You understand? They're monitoring us. Even on all these little media outlets that we have that we communicate with, guess what? They're watching all of that. You understand? They're studying us, seeing the way how we think. You know, you brothers got to understand, we are war, man. And
tell them what happened at camp today, at the end.
Oh, at the end of the camp, this guy walked up to us. He said, what's up with Peter Moses? Peter Moses is the guy that killed his wife and one of his sons. You understand the trailer that we just showed? This guy right here. So guess what? Esau, he know what he doing. You understand? This is the first day we've been to camp. The guy walk up to us. He say, he watch this clip. He watch the whole thing. You understand? And he walk up to, and that dude is a demon. He rolled on us one time and we cut him up in the scripture. He came to us today and asked us, what's up with Peter Moses after the camp?
Right, so the objective is to make it appear that we are one and the same with Peter Moses. So that's why, and Esau knew that would be the effect. That's why the dude walked up to the camp and said, what's up with Peter Moses? Yeah, Zeph.
Jake came to the camp today too, and he was like, I saw y'all on TV. He said, they showed y'all in a negative light.
Yeah, exactly. Esau knew exactly what he was doing.
Right, because that right there, all of that was about Peter Moses, but guess what? They got our image, the image of Christ. You see the image on the wall right there? Why the hell they gonna put that inside there? That's ours. You understand? We got that in all of our camps. So when people pass by naturally and they see that image, the first thing gonna run through their head is, oh, I saw that on TV. These is the guys that killing babies and their wives. You understand? Even though we have nothing to do with that. You know, we told the dude straight, listen, we don't know that guy. We don't affiliate ourselves with that guy or anything like that. We don't know. You understand? But Esau know what he's doing. And we are war, so you brothers understand what you all into. You understand? We ain't inside here to be loved. Guess what? The public, Christ said they hate him first. So they go and hate us. So don't be amazed when you all are being hated and when they're hating us and they're trying to put things out there for us to look bad. This is going to happen, and this is just a small thing. It's going to get worse. You understand? And you know what's going to happen? The scripture said, blessed is he that is not offended in me. A lot of you brothers in here, you're going to get offended and you're going to leave. So it's good how things like this going to happen. You understand? To weed out the brothers and them, the weak heart, the fakers. You understand? You brothers that in here thinking that this is a social get-together. You just come and just chilling, yeah. You know? He's going to weed you out because you're going to get offended and you're going to leave when the persecution come.
I told y'all a week ago or two that Vice magazine was threat assessment. When you watch that promo, They showed a clip of our camp 3 times. And the only reason why they showed the other camp was to make it seem like they weren't just addressing us. That's why they showed us 3 times in that picture. Letting us know, yeah, we're talking about you. They put the other camp there to make it seem like, oh, it's not just attacking them, but all of them. But it was direct attack against this camp by itself because they saw, based on that article, Vice is very popular. And they have a lot of, their hands in a lot of things. They said, listen, you guys, if you're going to attack Israelites, attack this camp here. They're a problem. The rest of them, nah. But the other ones, this camp here, they're organized. That's why Vice picked us out of all the camps. And I'm telling you, it's going to get worse and worse. But I'm letting y'all know, it's all connected. It's no coincidence that Vice came at us first, and then these guys come after and show 3 of our clips and our pictures. No coincidence at all. So be mindful.
Can I ask something? What? You saw the guy in there that killed the woman and the little baby. His name was Peter Moses. What camp was he affiliated with? What camp? Huh? He wasn't affiliated with no camp. It said that he was doing his own thing online from his computer. He was nothing. He was nobody. He was just some rogue nigga just on the computer just doing nonsense. They didn't stress. They tried to make it connect him to us because they couldn't connect him to anybody else. And guess what? If you isolate all the stuff that they said about him, you can find camp speaking exactly what he says there. It's not hard to find footage of the thing that he said, that they camps that teach polygamy, camps that teach control your woman, camps that teach the woman should shut up. Right, but when online it said that he was an online prophet. Okay, he was following. Let me phrase it this way. He was getting his doctrine from somewhere that was not hard for you to trace. Let me put it that way so you're clear. He was in his house doing his own thing. The way a lot of these women, like I said yesterday, they glued to the internet. They see some guy that they think is cute with a Bible and a few scriptures, so they get intrigued by him. He was being indoctrinated somewhere. He wasn't organized. He was.
So you're saying that there's a particular camp,
yes,
that teaches to hell with your family.
To hell with your family.
Get as many women as you got
and beat them. And beat them. You can beat them. They're your possession. Beat them. I pull the scriptures that they use.
Cointel brothers.
Okay, they supposed to take care of you. You're not supposed to work. The nigga ain't have no job. Okay, and it's not hard to find them on the internet. So as me and Deacon I.S.I.S was discussing, y'all gotta understand, why would they target us and that footage is flooded on the internet to find who these brothers are who are speaking that way? That's COINTEL. That's a force behind the scenes saying, listen, keep these guys off the radar and put these guys on the radar.
Can I bring on one point? We had read it early on. All right, it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. But this is the key point right here. All right, which keep the commandments of God. So you all understand who they're going to focus on. They're going to look at all the groups and say, which one is keeping the commandments? You understand? They're going to focus on those camps that keeping the commandments. That's about changing the minds of the people. Those is the camps that they're going to focus on. You understand? The camps that teaching the people repentance and to get themselves right. All right? They don't care. They could care less about them other camps that breaking the commandments. That's why you got the image of Bezalel draw. That's why you got that up there. That's why they got the elder face up there. And when they show the elder, they put a song effect behind it too.
The music.
You understand? Yeah,
the music
effect.
I hear the music playing. Like Deacon I.S.I.S said, the music moves you. It grabs your attention. You glued to the screen like, what's going on here?
Now, Bezalel, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What they're trying to do, the legal term, this is the legal term for what they're trying to do. It's called guilt by association.
That's exactly what it is.
It says here the attribution of guilt to individuals because of the people or organizations with which they associate, rather than because of any crime that they have committed. The attribution of guilt without proof to individuals because of the people they associate with are guilty. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to make us guilty by association. And that's the tactic they're using. So they had to dramatize the whole thing and put a whole lot of thought process behind the psychology of what they presented.
That's the reason why they use the term black Hebrew Israelites. That's the reason why they do it. Because if they say Hebrew Israelites, you might throw white people in there. When you say black Hebrew Israelites, you're saying two things. First of all, ain't none of them really the real Jews. That's one. Two, it isolates who you're talking about. So it puts them all in the same batch. But your enemies know who's the real deal, but they're not going to tell you that. Their whole objective was to come against this camp only.
Right. Get Psalm 64. Watch this in verse 6. All I want is verse 6. No, start at 5. I want 5 and 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5.
This is what the Most High God said through the prophet David. Go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
This they here is the same people who devise evil upon their bed that we read in Micah chapter. What chapter was that? 5, 2 and what? 2 and 1? It's the same people, the so-called white man. Read it again.
They encourage themselves in evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
They commune of laying traps. Privily means secretly. Traps secretly. Read.
They say, who shall see them?
No one's going to figure out the white man's behind the scheme. Watch this.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Now, they accomplish a diligent search. Officer Zephaniah said, or one of y'all said, somebody, that they search all social media. Who said that? You said that. They search all social media. Now, the black dude on there, nobody knows who that dude is. Do y'all know who that dude is? No. Well, I'm going to tell you. That dude was kicked out of Comfy School years ago. He was on the internet against the Bible, against all Israelites. So, and he's nobody. You guys, well, how did the white man find him to be the spokesman for that thing? Right. Easy. Go on Facebook, read everybody's messages. What other social media they got? Twitter, YouTube, because he had YouTube videos called RAM.
Rebel Alliance.
Rebel Alliance. Nobody knew these people. Esau searching everything. Read that verse again, Captain Isaac.
Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Esau does a diligent search whatever he does. We do it. Black and Latino people do half-ass searching. But the white man says, no, we got a group of people. We're going to do a diligent search. Come on.
Going back to that thing I was talking about with Darthard Perry of the FBI informant, the interviewer asked him, he said, well, how extensive, how much research do they do when they're going into when they're studying a particular individual? And then he said, is it greater than the Schomburg Library? Y'all know about the Schomburg Library. He said, is their database larger than that? And he said, Darthard sat back and he said, it's greater than that. He said, because they pay attention to detail. He said they pay attention to detail about things that you and I don't even think about. They go that much further. So when you mention the point about how they found this dude,
right?
They found him because they do that kind of research to accomplish their objective.
Exactly. Now from there, let's go to Mark 4 because Deacon Malachi made a statement. He says some of y'all is going to fall out of this truth because you're going to be very offended, amazed. Remind me to talk about amazement. And right after this. Where did I say go?
Mark 4.
Mark 4. And we want verse 16 and 17. Now, Mark 4, Christ went over 4 types of Israelites. And I want the third type that he mentions here in Mark 4. Bear with me. Let me look at it so I'll make sure I got my thought right. Is it the third type? Bear with me a second. Let me look.
The third type.
Mark 4. This is the second type. Verse 15 is the first type of Israelite. I want verse 16 and 17, which is the second type of Israelites.
Mark 4, verse 16. And these are they, likewise, which are sown on stony ground.
So these are the Israelites that hear the word of God. Go ahead.
Who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness.
So some of you hear this word and you, oh, praise the Most High. This is so beautiful. Scripture, scripture. Go ahead.
And have no root in themselves.
You don't study. You come to school once a week. Go ahead.
And so endure, but for a time.
You only endure for a time. Go ahead.
Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake.
For what sake?
For the word's sake.
For the word's sake. Y'all, you're being challenged about what this Bible says. You're being condemned for following what this Bible says. Go ahead.
Immediately they are offended.
Immediately you are offended. Now I'm going to give you an example. Get me 1 Peter's. I'm going to show a shame now. 1 Peter. I'm going to jump to the woman now. 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 3. Now, when y'all watch that video with Peter Moses, I'm going to show you what they did. I forgot the sister's name that was killed. Who remembers her name? Who remembers her name? What was it? Antoinette? Antoine, they call her Netta. Okay. The sister, she was wife number 5. Count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Wife number 5. She's in the kitchen. All of a sudden, homeboy, he left his phone in the kitchen and the phone starts ringing. You saw that part? The phone is ringing. So Netta looks at the phone. Oh no, it was her phone, the other wife's phone. Peter Moses was calling the other wife. The other wife left her phone in the kitchen. So you know when somebody calls you, sometimes you associate their picture with the phone number. Y'all familiar with that? Yes. So his picture comes up, and you know how you put the name of the person. His name on there said Lord. So then Esau, the music goes dun 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 dun, and Esau goes. All of a sudden, Netta got the most chilling shock of her life. She walks over to the phone and she beholds, and it says Lord. That's right. All the wives call him Lord. And the music, dun dun dun. That is to get into your brain, and for the women, what is that to make the women do? I ain't calling my nigga Lord. Well, it's this. Now let's read what God says. 1 Peter 3,
verse 6
and 6.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well and are not afraid with any amazement.
So the women are supposed to follow whose example based on that verse? Sarah. But the white man will make you ashamed of that and make the women go, oh no, that's evil. Oh, you ain't. She'll call you nigger before she call you Lord. That's how the system is set up. Now show me poltergeist, show me poltergeist, show me poltergeist. This is the woman in front of the TV. Not just the woman, because some of you brothers too. I want poltergeist, I want the movie. I'm going to show you what happens when the dragon casts a flood out of his mouth. This is the effect. Now this is the dragon's mouth here. That's their medium. Some of y'all sit in front of this thing 24/7. Watch this. Little girl gets up. Now that little girl represents you. Watch this. You, your kids, your husband, your wife. Oh, the TV's on. I wonder what's on TV. pretty pictures. Rap videos. Atlanta housewives. Ah, got your ass right there. Now, this is what happens spiritually. That's all we want out here. That's all we want. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Y'all looking at this like, oh man, that's science fiction. That's this and that and the other, and you dismiss it. Listen to me carefully, because I'm gonna give you a real life scenario that all of y'all could relate to. How many of you are in here are married? Let me just deal with the married people. Raise your hand. Women too. Raise your hand. Have you ever, in your house, you and your spouse are just having a regular conversation, and you turn on something on the television, and when the thing is playing, when the thing goes off, or whenever you get away from it, now you're arguing because of something that you saw on television? Understand what just happened. You were fine. The television came in between. What does the scripture say? Therefore, what God put together, let no man put asunder. The television got between the two of you, and someone else's thought became the subject of your household. Now, who's behind what's on television? People that sit inside a control room, so you can understand. They're known as program directors. They're the ones that decide we're going to run this particular program at this time. When that we're going to cut to that commercial. That's what goes on in a television control room. So when they decide to send one particular program to your television, that's a thought that's going along with that program. That's a spirit, so you can understand, going into that television. So now you're arguing over something that he put up there. You didn't catch that. That's what you essentially saw.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, them thoughts jump out, just like that hand jumped out of that little girl. It jumps into your brain. That's what it does. That's what Revelation 12 and 15, about the water coming out of the dragon's mouth, that's the same thing with that clip we just saw. It's the same scenario.
My parents, when I was young, my parents fought at times. Then the television broke. We were without a television for 5 years. Those were the most peaceful years on earth. The television broke. We didn't replace it. We didn't fix it. We went without a television for 5 years. Mommy and Daddy got along fine. Now, I'm not saying that it's cut and dry like that, but I'm making the point that like music, videos, what comes on the radio, all of these things have an effect on how people think, how they carry themselves, how they see themselves. And if you can just remove that other person, you might have some peace. I think I kind of went over everybody's, yeah. That's what I mean. No, when I said it, now I said it right, because what I'm saying is the television is nothing without people behind it. That's my point. Because the TV, if no one turns it on, it's a piece of furniture. But the people that's controlling it is the one who's dictating the spirit that comes into your house.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Go back to 1 Peter 3 and 6 again. I want you sisters to see that.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
Netta got the most fearful and shocking experience of her life. The phone rings. She picks it up, and it says, Lord. Dun, dun, dun. Go ahead.
Whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
And are not afraid with any amazement. That show is meant to make the women afraid, ashamed, and offended to believe what this Bible is saying. So they'll watch it. That hand comes out the TV, right in her brain. Right in her brain. And she's, I'm never going to say that again. I'm going to call him nigger like I used to call him. The hell is this? The white man is right. So she becomes afraid. And mama called you. Do you call, baby, don't you call your husband Lord? I told you about that. Now come look at this program, girl. Now the whole family against her. And she's, mama, I love you, mama. Now you're fighting with your man. Why? Because mama got zapped by the TV zapped you. Now everybody's a problem. What you gonna say, Lava? Read it again.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement.
So you sisters, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid with any amazement. No matter what the white man says, you better believe God. You better believe this Bible, because this is where salvation lies. To hell with the world, what they say, what they think. Okay?
When it's what does the word amazement mean? Okay, that's the answer. A feeling of great surprise or wonder. That's what. So,
a shock.
A shock. If you're studying, why would you be shocked when these things happen? Why would you be amazed? You're amazed when something catches you off guard. Y'all follow me? Then we ain't amazed because we understand it. So why would anybody be amazed? Because they're out of touch. They don't know what they're into. Oh man, I didn't know it was going to entail all of this. What the hell you mean? Why didn't you know? Okay,
let me give the sisters a secret. Get Isaiah 13 and 12. Let me give you sisters, let me help you to a secret. You've been calling your man no good all your life. You've been calling him a baby daddy. You've been calling him a nigga, a bum, whatever little adjective or verb you might find. But this is what God says about your man who believes.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
So brothers, the nigga days is almost over. That's right. The Most High, God says, he gonna make us more precious than gold. These women ain't gonna be, the way some of them disrespect you, it's gonna be over. That's why it tells the women, don't be afraid with any amazement. The Most High wants the woman to honor the man. That's godlike. That's biblical. Believe it or not. So I love this thing. I ain't turning back from this. You want to go back to being a nigga? Go ahead. You know your wife disrespect you every chance she get? No, you better find you a woman that loves the Most High and is going to do what this Bible says. They got that new little stupid show out now. Black Jesus. Blasphemy. Blasphemy, everybody home. That ain't funny. And Jesus didn't have a perm. And the black woman wasn't punching him in the face. So what the hell is this? I ain't watching that this madness. And these Negroes better hope they don't get put to death behind this. Foolishness. Evil.
I wanted to add also, when y'all watch the video and y'all see that woman, she was on Facebook and she rekindled with that guy. And she said that she was moved when she found out, because she was living in a totally different state.
Oh yeah, she went back to, I think, Washington?
Yes, and a lot of the sisters like to be online looking up old niggas.
Right.
A lot of the sisters like to do that, okay? When we was growing up, we didn't have none of that. You couldn't go online and look up old niggas. But you got sisters with low self-esteem in their house looking to rekindle fire with bums. He was a bum when he left her, and he was a bum when she caught up with him. The only thing he did was he used the Bible. Now, what y'all see different again from, as I was explaining before, what y'all saw in the video and now, is a learned sister that's studying the scriptures would have stopped him dead in his tracks. He wouldn't have been able to get over on a sister that knows the scriptures, that understands what marriage is. What other school teach get a job? Don't be a bum. Have your own house. Get marriage papers. Okay, so I'm just showing you that was a recipe for disaster. And then you look at her family, you look at her mother and the rest of her family members. I didn't realize till the elder pointed out that one was a transvestite. Okay, so you look at the background of where that woman came from. That was a recipe for disaster. They knew what she went into. She went over there to his house. She saw wickedness, left, and went back. What loving family member would allow their child to go back over there? Y'all got to think about those things. Our sister had a weak mind and a weak family, no understanding of God. Y'all not getting that here. There's no sister here that should be dumb, stupid, and desperate and letting niggas beat her ass and pull guns on her. We don't teach that here. We already told the men that if you put your hands on your wife's hair, what's going to happen? What? You get kicked out. But there are schools, as I said before, go online that teach you could beat your wife, she's a possession. She has the mind of a child. We don't teach that here. So again, I'm only pointing out the obvious. I'm glad the video went up, as I said yesterday, because the Most High is creating a man more precious than gold, and the only way y'all gonna know is if y'all see an example of right teaching and wrong teaching. So we ain't against the video. Leave it up.
Who had their hand up? Yes.
To add to it, she told her family, and she went to the church,
right,
and testified. So all the people in the church didn't have the common
Everybody
sense
knew,
to
right.
call 911 or look into it.
Right.
Everybody knew. She went to the I.S.I.S church, the Christian church, and testified she was getting her behind kicked, and she was delivered. Praise the Lord. Amen. Everybody got up and clapped.
Right.
And she went right back over there. Who called her up? When y'all be missing from here, we call. We try to find out what's going on with you. There's no brother who just disappeared and we don't try to find out what's wrong with you. There's sisters who've left here. When we don't see her, we ask, yo, what's going on? Who's checking on so-and-so? None of them churches. The only way them churches miss you is one way. How them churches miss you? How? They check their records. They be like, this nigga haven't sent us $50 this month. They don't even know who you are. We haven't got that $50 check. All of a sudden they calling you and they don't know a damn thing about you.
Deacon Asaph and brothers, listen to this here. That video has so many, the points that you're bringing out, the majority of the people that watched it didn't pick up on none of that.
Nothing.
Because, I'm going to tell you why. And the white man, when he was making the film, he knew that those points were in there, but him and his think tank, he said, you don't have to worry about that because I know my niggas. They're not going to pick that up. But I'm sorry, I got to speak straight. He said they're not going to pick those things up. The things that they're going to pick up is things like controlling the black woman, the possession, Lord, these are the things that's going to work. You ain't got to worry about those other things. Me and you pick that up. That's what they're saying to themselves. But they're not going to get that. So as you're saying these things, you're saying it, and half the people that saw it, the majority, don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All the women have
because
pants
they
on.
know they're slaves. That's how they think.
All the women have pants on.
Let me show you this. Another thing about that. When I watched it, remember the dun dun dun? That music was for us. Dun dun dun. But when it got to the Christian church, it turned to violins and a harp. It was real soft music. And she said, I want to praise Jesus and I want to testify. The music changed. And it was so comforting. And the hand jumps out in the woman's brain again. Go back to church. Go back to church. That's where you get comfort at. The poltergeist hand jumped out in their brain. That's where you get comfort and love from.
I was mad as hell looking at it, not because of me, because I'm going to tell you why I was angry. I was angry because I was saying how many women and some men that's going to be duped by what they did. How many of our people going to actually get swallowed up by this? That's what my thing, that's what my anger was.
Exactly. Get Matthew 5 and 10. Matthew 5 and 10. So we are going to be persecuted. We are going to be persecuted and slandered.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteous sake.
So we're persecuted for righteousness' sake. There's no videos you're going to find us saying, beat your wife, kill your kids. You won't find it out there. Condemning the black woman, saying we hate all black women, you won't find that on us at all. So the persecution that comes against us is for righteousness. Even the clip that they showed was from the video, Wicked
women hate the truth.
Wicked women hate the truth. And in the clip, we were reading Titus 2, showing the women how they're to conduct themselves. That video wasn't wicked, but the wicked women were flagging it. I don't like this video. I don't like it. So the white man said, yeah, let's use this.
Let's use that one.
Let's use that clip.
That's his database. That's his deep Schomburg research lab. So you can understand.
Exactly. Come on, Isaac.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Come on.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
For my sake. So y'all got to meditate on that thing. Meditate on that now. Watch this. Leviticus 18 and 18. Because in the video, in the biography, Peter Moses had two women in the bed together. They said it got so bad, they started having lesbian relations. Now, let's see what the Bible says about that. So we know Peter Moses was not following us because we teach the laws of the Most High God. And here's the proof. Come on.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister.
Meaning two women.
To vex her.
To vex her.
To uncover her nakedness.
Have them butt naked.
Beside the other.
With the other butt naked sister.
In her lifetime.
So God says don't do that. Don't have two women together butt naked with you. Menage a trois they call it. So this law says don't do that. Peter Moses was not a follower of us. He was not studying the Bible. He was one of those internet Israelites. I teach myself. Oh, that sounds good over there, I'll follow that. Oh, that sounds good over here, I'll follow that. He was not following us. But Esau tried to put us in that category like we got the women doing that filth, that evil, that foolishness. You insane. You insane. From there, get me Judith, chapter 5 in the Apocrypha.
Judith, chapter 5 and verse 3. And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan.
Start at 1.
Verse 1. Then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war, and had shut up the passages of the hill country, and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the champaign countries, wherewith he was very angry. Campaign countries, wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the sea coast. And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them, or captain of their army.
Hold it. Read that statement again when he asked the king.
And he said unto them, tell me now.
He said, tell me now.
Ye sons of Canaan.
Come on.
Who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit.
What is he asking for? He's getting research, data. See, they missed that. He's getting data. He's getting research. Tell me all about them. Yeah, I need to know their numbers. I need to know what make them tick. I need to know what make them think.
I.S.I.S, he's asking if these are a progressive people. Are they losers that we could just walk all over? Or are they in order? Are they men disciplined? Do they have a certain set of laws that they follow? Are they structured? Do they have a leader that guides them in the right mind?
Right, but the point that I'm making is that you see that research, he's collecting data. He wants to know, like, the way out, so you can understand. The same king will be America over us. They want to know where our strength is, so they do research. They study you. They ask about this. They ask about that. They compile data. They compile information, data. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
And what are the cities that they inhabit?
What verse you at?
Verse 3.
Come on.
And what is the multitude of their army? And wherein is their power and strength? And what king is set over them, or captain of their army? And why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west? Then said Achior, the captain of all the sons of Ammon.
Ammon are the Japanese. Go ahead.
Let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabiteth the hill countries. And there shall no lie come out of my mouth of thy servant. This people are descended of the Chaldeans.
They're saying that because Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. Go ahead.
And they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia. Because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea.
Because God told Abraham, leave from your fathers and from serving their gods and follow me. Read.
For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew. So they cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned and to go into the land of Canaan.
Now what I want y'all to see is this Japanese dude is running the history of the Israelites. These nations, many of the nations know our history better than we know. Read.
Where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver and with very much cattle. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there while they were nourished and became there a great multitude.
So he's referring to the history with Joseph. Y'all familiar with that, right? Yes, sir. Come on.
So that one could not number their nation. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low and with laboring in brick and made them slaves.
The Africans made us slaves. He knows this history too. Read.
Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight, and God dried the Red Sea before them, and brought them to Mount Sinai, and Cade's barn, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Esabon.
The Amorites were Africans. Go ahead.
And passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country, and they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Pezerite, the Jebusites, and the Sycamite, and all the Girgasites.
These are all African nations. Go ahead.
And they dwelt in that country many days. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered.
Listen good to what he's saying. And while they sinned, what verse you at?
Verse 17.
And while they sinned not before their God,
they prospered.
They prospered. What is sin, brothers? Transgression of the law. So while we did not sin, we prospered as a nation. I want y'all to listen good to this. Come on.
Because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles.
So it says when they broke God's laws, these Israelites you see were destroyed in many battles. Read.
Very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
This is the history of Babylon, what Babylon did to us. Go ahead.
And their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their God.
Right, because this is after Persia. Go ahead.
And are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Now listen good to this part.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
if there be any sin in this people, read.
And they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them.
So he says if this people are sinning, if they're breaking the commandments, we can surely overcome them, destroy them, and enslave them. Read. But, listen good.
If there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
You better leave them the hell alone if they're not sinning. Read.
Lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
You see that? Do y'all see what's going on here? He broke down, watch what the people did after he broke down the history and told them, if they're not sinning king, Holofernes, you're going to get destroyed. Now watch this.
Verse 22. And when Achor had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured.
They murmured against him. Did you hear what he said to the king? Go ahead.
And the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
They said, kill that man for saying what he said against you, O king. Go ahead.
For say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel. For lo, it is a people that have no strength nor power for a strong battle. Now therefore, Lord Herlaphanes, we will go up, and they shall be a prey to be devoured of all thine army.
So all his army said, we ain't going to be afraid of them, regardless of what this Ammonite said. And when you read the next chapter, they tied his butt up, threw him to where the Israelites said, when we kill them, we're going to kill that Ammonite too, all in one fell swoop. But the secret behind what we read is what? Who picked up what we just read? Brother with the dreadlocks. Let me hear. I want to hear the secret that he knew that we don't know.
The whole secret behind the reading is basically if Israel can keep the commandments, we're unbeatable, period.
That's right. But if we are sinning?
But if we are sinning, then that leaves room for the enemy to conquer us.
That's what, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. That's what television is all about. That's what your TV is all about, to keep us in the midst of sin. Thank you, brother.
Why do you think all of the clubs and you get paid on Friday?
Right. Like that song, was it Johnny something?
Just got paid.
Friday night.
Why do you think that? Because it's about keeping us in sin. They know this history. We're the ones that don't know. As long as they can keep us in sin, we're good. They're good. That's what the whole point is. The reason why they're against this congregation is because Christ through the Most High, the Most High through Christ is having us to teach you to come out of sin into repentance.
Exactly.
And that's what the problem is.
Can I make one more point, Elder?
Go ahead.
Can we go back to verse 3 and 4 and read it again quickly?
Verse 3 and 4. And he said unto them,
this is when he's making the assessment of the Israelites. Go ahead.
Tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them, or captain of their army.
Stop. That's Vice magazine. That's what Deacon I.S.I.S said about the threat assessment. They need to know these things before they move. Read on.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me?
So they're shocked at this great superpower, and they want to know what? Repeat it again.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me?
What is in the minds of these people that they don't bow down like everybody else? That's what he's going to ask. Read it again.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west?
Meaning everybody else bowed down. But they're like, what's wrong with this people right here? Why they not bowing down? Why are they giving us a hard time? So that's why he's asking who they are. The same way people are asking, who are these strange Negroes now with these purple and gold garments? That's what they ask. Okay? They're different from everybody else. And why are they not bowing down like the rest of the dumb niggas in America? What's going on with these people here? Okay? And I have the proof. We got a phone call today from an Edomite. And the Edomite said, we got to give it up to Deacon Malachi in Atlanta. The Edomite said that he was amazed at the unity, at the discipline, at the order, at the structure that he saw down there. Okay? He said he went for 2 weeks. He called today. He called last week. I didn't pay him no attention because his voice sounded funny. And he called again, so I wanted to see what he wanted. And that's exactly what he was asking. Who are you people, and who is behind you, and what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to back you said. Yeah, I'm going to back you up what you said. Today we got Edom might want to take a picture. I said, go ahead, take the camp picture. You ain't going to take our pictures. Yeah, man, like, I'm going to back you up what you said. The brother turned off one of your CD to Chicago public, right? The white woman make sure they call Officer Gabriel. He said, he said, the white woman tell the brother in the phone, said, who make these videos? He said, I see videos, public channel. I never see that type of videos before. How that is in order, set up right. He said, do you pay people to do that? That's a white woman behind the public channel. So we're doing a good job, but your brother step up. We have to go higher than that. While Esau in our back, let's get our spirit prepared for this thing.
Matthew 16:18. This is the secret Christ wants all of us to know and to understand. While the white man's busy trying to keep us in sin, there's a remnant of Israel rising up to pull the rest of us out of sin.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 18. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock.
This rock is Christ speaking about himself. Read.
I will build my church.
He will build the nation of Israel. That's what the church is. The church is the nation of Israel. The church is not Baptists, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witness. Hold that. Give me that precept in Acts 7 and verse 38 to prove who the church is. Because I know there's a Christian in here right now. No, the church is anybody. There's a Catholic church. There's a Baptist. That's a lie. There is no Baptist or Christian or Pentecostal church in the Bible. You won't read about it.
Acts 7, verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us.
So who was the church in the wilderness that received the laws, the lively oracles? Was it Baptists or Pentecostals or Catholics? It was the nation of Israel. The nation, anytime the Bible uses the word church, the word church is Greek, it means assembly. It's referring to the assembly of the Israelites. So we have been deceived once again by television. My mama been to church all her life. Your mama never been to church. Your mama been in the den of thieves. That's where your mama been. Your mama been in the whorehouse, called a Baptist whorehouse. That's what it is. That ain't the church the Bible's talking about. Back to where you was at.
Matthew 16, verse 18. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock.
This rock is Christ himself.
I will build my church.
Come on. He will build Israel. Read.
And the gates of hell.
And the gates of hell, meaning the leaders of the, let me get some nice words. The leaders of society. Go ahead.
Shall not prevail against it.
Do y'all hear what Christ said? Did y'all hear what Christ said? So what y'all scared for? What are you afraid for? He says the gates of hell, meaning the leaders of society, shall not prevail against this truth. No matter what they do, even if they put some of us to death, they will not prevail. That's why it's imperative for each school. We just opened up our 9th school in Arizona. Did y'all saw the video? Giving all praises to the Most High. Each school must stand upon this Bible, upon Christ. Because Lord forbid something happens to me or New York, these schools must stand. They must endure to the end. This should not fall if this place falls, because Esau can drop a bomb on us any second. He got the power. So if we fall, Lord forbid they fall. They should stand strong in his truth and keep moving. Like it says in Acts chapter 8 and Acts 9, when it was great persecution. Was it Acts 8 and Acts 12? And 11, thank you. Where it said that great persecution came against the church, against Israel. And those brothers and sisters kept this truth going. Nobody stopped, nobody gave up. Okay, what are you going to say, Al-I.S.I.S? Go back to Matthew 24. Go to Matthew 24.
Matthew 24, verse 9.
Now, he was talking about the time of 70 AD, but guess what? Some of this stuff pertains to now as well. Watch this.
Matthew 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So if you women in this truth, you women are in it because it's always y'all looking for love. Looking for love in all the wrong place. Don't be looking for love from the nations. Because Christ said, read that again.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Did it say some nations would love us?
All nations.
What about all nations, Isaac? Can you read the whole precept?
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
I hope you sisters understand that who's looking for friends. I got a Chinese friend and a white friend. Let them find out you Israel. Let them find out you believe the Messiah is black and look like you. You're going to be hated. They will be your friend. Your friends with them, friendship with them is conditional. Oh, you worship the white God? We cool now. We could be friends. You eat pork, I eat pork. We could be friends. What? You don't eat pork? Why don't you eat pork? Why do you cover your head when you about to read that Bible? What? Jesus, what? I hate that bitch. I can't stand her. That's what happens. I've tested it many times. Every Edomite you think is cool with you, let them know what you into. Find out how that love go. They hate your guts. That's in them. It's in all nations. Read it again, Captain, so we get to understand it.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's the part I wanted. Ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Read.
And then shall many be offended.
Some of you brothers in here, some of you brothers online, some of you sisters in here, some of you sisters online are offended at this truth. Some of you saw that damn video, that biography, and said, I ain't coming back no more. Well, to hell with you.
Good.
Good riddance.
Good. Leave.
Drop dead and die.
Leave.
Because we get in the kingdom, with or without you.
That's right.
Come on.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
I know that's not Israelite right there. You ever see people? You be teaching them. As soon as an Edomite or somebody come around, they go, he thinks Jesus is black. He teach Jesus is black, to see how you deal with the Edomites and wait for the Edomite to try to crush you. It happens all the time. Read that verse again.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
And shall betray one another. Go ahead.
And shall hate one another.
That's the brother you saw in that clip when it said, and shall hate one another. I don't even know the dude's name, whatever his name is. Because I don't care what his name is. Nigga. That's what his name is. Who turns against the Bible, turns against the word of the Most High.
His name is Judas.
Judas Iscariot. It says, and shall hate one another. This is what Christ prophesied about. He said these things would happen. Believe it or not.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join I.U.I.C. will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join I.U.I.C. to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join I.U.I.C. channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.